I'm gonna have to speed run this because I have to go to college. Hi everybody, my name is Elena. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I decided that, you know what? I want to do my first recommendations video. I feel like I've read enough romance books to be able to do this now, considering all I read last year was romance books. So today, I'm going to be recommending you books based on your love language. So just very briefly, there's 5 love languages. I think there's like a bunch of tests you can take on the internet. Just search up love language tests and one will pop up. 5 love languages. We have physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and gift giving. And I'm going to be recommending 2 books per category. First one we're going to talk about is physical touch. The first book that I picked is The Predator by Runix, also The Reaper by Runix, but I don't have that one because they don't have it on Book Depository. But The Predator, I really like this series, and it is like a kind of like a bigger series. It's gonna have 6 books. The 6th one isn't out yet, but I'm specifically talking about the first and the second one, which are about Tristan and Marana. I can't exactly tell you why I put this book in physical touch, because I think it's, well, it's not a spoiler, but I don't want to like ruin it for you. Like, you have to go in blind and experience it for yourself, because this is like hardcore enemies to lovers. Like, they do not like each other, and then you figure out why and stuff like that. But they are pretty touchy-feely for someone who hates each other. Like, okay, I see you. And I think the physical touch is more so in the second book, but also is pretty present in this one. So that's why I picked The Predator. The second book in the kind of physical touch category is Addicted to You. This, I did not put this here because of Lily's sex addiction. I put this here because generally Lily and Lo, which are the 2 main characters, are pretty touchy-feely with each other. I've already talked about this series so many times, so I'm not gonna like spend too much time talking about it, but basically Lily is a sex addict, Lo is an alcoholic. It's like childhood best friends to lovers, and they're still best friends, and they're kind of enabling each other, and then they figure out that that's wrong, and that they want to learn how to love each other more than their addictions, and then they go on this like recovery journey together, and it's a really beautiful story. I highly recommend you read it. But yeah, I put this as the second one for physical touch because they're always like kind of touching, and I feel like out of all 3 couples in the Addicted Calloway Sisters series, I feel like Lily and Lo are the most touchy-feely, but Reich and Daisy are like pretty close, but I think they take the cake. The next category is acts of service, and for this one I picked, I almost dropped it, but Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the first book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I really like all 3 of the books. This one I liked the least, but I still really liked it. Basically, our main character, Chloe, deals with chronic illness and chronic pains and stuff like that. And Redford, this guy right here, the male main character, really helps her out and like does things to like ease her pain, but not in a way that makes her feel incompetent. He'll just like sometimes cook so she doesn't have to like stand in the kitchen for too long and stuff like that. And I thought the relationship was really sweet, and I loved how it developed, and that's why I put it in the act of service category. I feel like this book fits it really well. The second book in this category is The Failed Audition by Kristen Becker-Ritchie. I have an obsession with the author, okay? With these 2 authors, like, I'm obsessed with them. But they write really good books, okay? It's not my fault. But basically, this is a different series. The series now is called Ariel Ethereal. The series is called Ariel Ethereal. I think previously it was called Circus's Family. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely sure that the book previously was called Amor Amor, so you might know it by that title, but now it's called The Failed Audition. Basically, this girl really wants to be, an aerialist, I think. I think that's the right term. I'm really sorry. So she goes to Vegas, she auditions for this show, doesn't get the role, and now she's like, well, fuck, I don't want to go back to, like, my hometown and go to college because that's not what I want to do with life. And she's kind of torn because her parents really want her to go to college, but she has other dreams. And then one of the main guys in the act that she was auditioning for decides to coach her. And just that alone, it's really giving acts of service. But there's a lot of things that the male main character does that really helps out our female character, and I really enjoyed the book. I remember that my heart was like beating out of my chest when I was reading it. I don't know why, but I remember that I was very excited reading it. It's just because I think a lot of things happen really quickly, and it was nice and entertaining, so I highly recommend. Next category is words of affirmation, and this first book is actually what like inspired this video, because I was reading it and I was like, oh my god, I love all the like words of affirmation. I was like, wait, I can make a video out of this. And that is When Gracie Met the Grump by Mariana Zapata. Listen, it's thick, it's slow burn, and it's also a superhero romance. I have not read anything like this before, and I think it's genius, like, that she came up with this premise. The male main character is really sweet towards the female main character, but in a very grumpy way. Like, he's an ass. Don't get me wrong, he's an asshole. But he's like, he warms up to her and gets really sweet, and because they go through something traumatic together, he's really there for her in that sort of sense. And I distinctly remember that he tells her that she's safe a lot, and lots of just words of affirmation. So that's why this is in this category. Nothing will ever beat this book in this category, I think. I haven't read another book where like they've talked so much. So go read it. I really like this book. Again, it's like very slow burn. So if you don't like that, don't read it, but I highly, highly recommend. The next book in this category is definitely a lot less words of affirmation than When Gracie Met the Grump, but nonetheless I'm going to include it, and that is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is an adult romance book, but it doesn't have any spice in it, so if you want something with no spice, this is the way to go. I love Sarah Adams' books anyways, so anything Sarah Adams is good. But specifically this one for this category, because I remember one scene where the male main character was comforting the female main character because she was like, she got wasted at this bar, and then she was getting kind of emotional and, you know, spewing things out as one does when they're drunk. And she was being pretty vulnerable, and he was very sweet about it, and I really liked it. So basically it's about this like a really famous singer that is kind of losing passion for her job. A lot of people are pressuring her. She's starting to hate it. So she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go on a road trip by myself. And then her car breaks down on this guy's lawn in a very small town. So yeah, it's Grumpy Sunshine. It's like a small town romance. And then it's also pretty short, and things happen really quickly. I thought it was really cozy. I liked the characters. Highly recommend. I didn't mention, but he owns a pie shop. What more do you want? For quality time, I think this one definitely takes the cake, and that is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Literally what they do is go on vacations together and spend time together. That's the whole premise of the book. Like, it's so fun and nice, and I really liked it. Some people don't, but I thought it was great, and I like the writing. I love Emily Henry's writing. This is definitely like what fits the quality time criteria, because they always just spend time together. That's really all I have to say about this. I don't know, it was really cute. They're like childhood best friends to lovers. I love it. The next book in the quality time category is From Luke Love with Love by Mariana Zapata. It's another Mariana Zapata book. I'm sorry, I really like her books, okay? Ivan needs a new partner because, I don't know, something happens to his other one and he's a figure skater. He needs a new partner, so he chooses Jasmine. They've known each other for quite a while. They hate each other, but Jasmine agrees, and then they have to kind of work through their differences, and then they end up falling in love, and it's a really, really cute story. And I loved the ice skating element, because usually in like sports romances, you don't get that much of the sport. But because ice skating is such a big part of Ivan and Jasmine's lives, you get like quite a lot of it, but not so much that it like drowns out everything else. I thought this was really good. And because they're ice skaters, they literally spend hours upon hours each day together, and they really enjoy it. So I highly recommend this book. Go read it. Last category is gift giving. And when I was like writing my little notes and writing down the books that I was going to talk about, this immediately came to mind. Like, there was no chance that I was going to do this video without mentioning Twisted Lies by Anna Huang in the gift giving category. Christian is a billionaire. He loves spoiling her. I distinctly remember this one scene that involves a watch. I think that's why the cover has a watch on it or something. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But yeah, basically it's like, oh, I don't think it's grumpy sunshine, but it's more just like, kind of like a good girl, bad guy, but with a twist on it. It's, I don't know, it's not really that well, it is tropey. Oh god, I don't know how to explain this book. Basically, Stella has a stalker. Christian owns a security firm, and he's a billionaire, and they live in the same building, and then he finds out, and then he's like, okay, I'll help you take care of the stalker. And then it's also forced proximity because they kind of have to room together and stuff like that. It's really fun, okay? It's dark, so be careful, I guess, check trigger warnings, but he definitely likes spoiling Stella. And so this was a no-brainer. I was definitely going to include this in the gift-giving category. And as much as I was sure that that book was going to be in the gift-giving category, I had no fucking clue what the other book in this category was going to be. And then I took a look at my bookshelf, and I saw this book. How could I forget about this book? It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Piper is like pretty rich, kind of like a, oh, what's it called, like a preppy girl and stuff like that, and she really likes like her designer stuff and stuff like that. She likes going all out. She's forced to move into this like really small town, and then she meets the fisherman Brendan, and Brendan knows what Piper is like, and he loves spoiling her. That is so cute, because like you think that he's not that well off with money. He is. And then he's like starts spoiling her, and I remember this like one quote, which I'm not gonna talk about because I'm gonna let you experience it by yourself. But it really solidified this pick for gift giving because it was so cute, and I love them. And I gave this book 5 stars. I really liked it. I thought the relationship progression was really good. Some people like to say that this was like insta-lovey. I don't think it was. It's kind of enemies to lovers, so they don't really like each other at first. I don't know why people think it's insta-lovey, but regardless, really like this book. Brendan definitely likes spoiling Piper. Okay, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that I'm stuffy and not talking the way that I usually do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Let me know what you think. If you'd like to drop a comment. Maybe like and subscribe if you want. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.